Hello everyone, this is Miss Stutterman, and this video is kind of part of my series that I'm making on how to ultimately calculate and get an equation from a graph in physics, and that's specifically called a mathematical model. Now, part of that process is calculating slope, and I often see students that calculate slope where they did their rise, so we counted by tens over here for each line, and we got 80 as our rise. And then over here, we counted by 0.5 and we got 5.5 as our run. And they said, yep, all right, our slope is 80 over 5.5. Done. Move that into my equation where I say E equals 80 over 5.5. Multiply that by mass plus my y-intercept of 0. But that's wrong. Why is that wrong? Why is your science teacher making you take this fraction and say that's not right when it is equivalent to 14.55? Why is your science teacher saying this is the answer, not this? Well, in science, something you'll notice is that every time you take a measurement, maybe it's on a little meter stick, or maybe it's on a digital scale, or maybe it even is a stopwatch. You'll notice when you're taking these measurements there from these devices in science class, have any of them ever been in fraction form? Have you ever seen like 0 and then it's like 0 half? No, it's going to be 0.5. In science class, any measurement is going to be in decimal format. You're also going to look at a beaker, and things aren't going to go 1/2, 1, 1.5. They're going to go 0.5, 1, 1.5. Any measurement you're taking in science class is in decimal format. So we need to reflect that in y equals mx plus b for our graphs and our mathematical models. So we need to keep practicing that so students are ready for that decimal format. So stop using that fraction format, listen to your science teacher, and make it a decimal. The way that we do this, though, is in class. One time I had a student ask me, well, it's a fraction. How do I make it a decimal? All you need to do with your fraction is take that number on top. Our number right here is 80. Divide it by the number on bottom, which is 5.5. When I type that into my calculator, I get 14.5, and then it's got a bunch of digits, so I rounded it off to 14.5.